$14,000 in 7 days. I almost can't believe it. And it's so simple. All I did was justify the fact that the pain of spending the money is less than the pain of not fixing their issue. I did this with high ticket sales. What's the one thing that's been around since the dawn of time? It's sales. If you have something that somebody wants, they will pay you money to get it. And in my case, they paid me $14,000 in profit in the last week. Again, $14,000 in profit in 7 days. And I mean, that's just the last 7 days. Now, this has allowed me to really do whatever I want, go wherever I want, buy whatever I want. But this video isn't about that. It's not about what I'm doing now. It's about how I got to where I am today and how I got to the point where I'm able to do whatever I want and why this worked for me when everything else failed. Now, just a little precursor, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's not like crypto where, you can put $100 in, hit a meme coin 100x and, suddenly you've made 9 grand. You need to learn a skill set, which actually will mean that you can make this money consistently every single week and month for as long as you actually put in the hours. And that's the magic. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did to learn that skill set, what I'm doing now every single day to make that kind of money like I did the last week, and how you can actually implement it yourself. I tried crypto, I tried trading, I tried drop shipping, but none of it worked. But what's the one thing that's been around since the dawn of time? Sales. It is so linear, it is so simple. All you need to do is justify that the pain of spending their money is less than the pain of not fixing their problem. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. Now, this is a sales call. It's usually about 60 minutes long, although the goal is for them to pay within minute 40, and it has a few key aspects. Now, this is where you get paid, but the most important thing is building a pain and a problem, the accountability that the reason they're on the call is because they haven't done anything about it yet, that they cannot fix the issue on their own, what they are losing by not fixing their issue, and then are they committed to fixing that issue? Then you drop the price, and then once again, you have objection handling, which is pretty important, and the most important part of it all, collecting the cash. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how I actually take a prospect through all of these steps so that when it gets to the 40-minute mark, I make money. Now, let me start all the way here at the beginning. Number one is a pattern interrupt. Show them that you're different and show them that you deserve their time and commitment, because it's not just money on the call, but it's also the commitment of their time to work with you over the next few, however many months, what you're selling actually is. 2, now this is how can I help? They know why they jumped on the call. They know why they are sitting at their laptop when they could be sitting on their bed on their phone. They know why they're giving you the time out of their day, and it's because they have a problem. Now, you want to establish the problem. What do they need help with? Why are they there? Then once you've figured out the problem, you basically just want to break it down, quantify it, make them really want to fix it. How long has the problem been affecting you for, brother? I mean, how long have you actually noticed this for? And then once you've understood what the problem is, how long it's been affecting them for, you basically just ask them, brother, what have you done to fix it? You're here on this call trying to do something. Is this the first thing that you've done? You've done other things? Okay, why did it work? Why did it stop working? What did you do after? And then once they've told you everything, why haven't you done anything else about it? What's the reason, man? Why are you just sitting around aware of a problem and not fixing it? And boom, that is the value which you're going to provide them, right? Is you get to fix their problem. You allow them for their problem to be fixed. And all they have to do is say one simple word at the end of the call. Yes, that's all they have to do. Just say yes, and then they get their problem fixed, right? You burn the bridges. Why can they not fix it on their own? What have they tried? What did not work? And what do they do after? Okay, and then once you figure out the last thing they did, they haven't done anything since because they don't know how to do it on their own. So what have you done in terms of advanced help? Nothing? Okay, cool. It's a good thing you're in the school then, right? Opportunity cost. So freaking powerful. This is, what are they losing out on? This could be money. This could be time. This could be emotional stability. It could be family. It could be relationships. What are they losing out on every single day? And then once you figure out every single week, every single month, maybe even every single year that this problem has been apparent in their life, aware, and they haven't done anything about it. What have you lost out on, right? So once you've really, really quantified in their mind what they've lost out on by just not doing anything about it, you just ask them, brother, are you actually committed to fixing this? It seems like you're aware. It seems like you've tried some things. Nothing's really worked. You're losing out on all of this money and all of this time. Are you actually committed to fixing this issue? You are? Beautiful. Then whatever the pitch is, it's just whatever they need, right? It's like you just show them what they need here to be able to, get to where you want to go, right? I mean, again, they jumped on the call because you basically already pitched them on a website or you pitched them on an Instagram page, right? They know what they want. And then you reaffirm the commitment. You basically say, brother, like, do you feel like that could get you to where you want to go? Yes. Cool, man. So to get to where you want to go, to fix the problem that you've noticed the last year of your life that's made you lose $1 million, that's ruined the relationship with your family because you don't have the time to spend it with them. To fix that problem, it's just going to be $2,000. That's all it's going to be. How would you like to proceed? And boom, right? Most of the time they'll pay you. 50% of people will pay you because they want your help. They know why they jumped on the call. They jumped on the call to get help. And when then you offer them that help, they'll go, brilliant, fantastic. It's why I booked this call in the first place. Let's do it. The other 50%, it won't be as easy. And this is where you have to objection handle. Now, objection handling is super duper simple, right? There's typically only 3 types of objections you'll ever get. The partner objection, the think about it objection, and the price objection. Now, the partner objection is about the responsibility, right? It's about the responsibility of taking that decision and walking down the path of change, because some people can't. 10% of your prospects will never close because they never will actually be able to take the first step. Impossible. They'll never be able to do it. They'll never be able to actually commit to this thing. Second thing is think about it. This is a smokescreen. This isn't real, right? It's just, again, it's shifting responsibility. And then the price objection is something you can handle. Now, if any of these come up, you need to know that next liner, right? And this is typically what I say. I mean, if they say, hey, man, I need to speak to my mentor, I need to speak to my wife, it's not a problem. You want to get onto their level. You want to accept their objection, make it normalized. I mean, what do you think though, man? And again, get them into the thinking of, this is my results. This isn't my wife's results. This isn't my business. This is my own results. Then you can basically say to them, if they say, yeah, I need to think about it, man, that's not a problem. I guess, like, just so I understand, what would you be looking to go over in your mind that we, haven't already discussed? X, Y, and Z? Okay. That makes sense, man. Like, I guess, like, X, Y, and Z aside, like, what do you think though? Boom, price objection. Again, you want to isolate it because it's like an onion. They might not actually be a real objection. Money aside, do you feel like this could get you to where you want to go? Because the thing is, at the end of the day, it's either going to be the actual price. They're either not going to see the value, which is, again, like a thing like, do they actually see the value in fixing their issue, which is you probably didn't build enough pain? Do they trust you? Or do they have the genuine self-belief that they can change? Now, this is so important because some people do not have the self-belief that they can actually get to where they want to go. They don't believe it. They don't think they can get to where they want to go. Maybe it's why they've tried 9 different things and none of them have worked. And maybe it's why it's been 3 years since they last tried something. Because they don't actually believe it. They just look at other people and they think, I wish I could get there. And they jump on the call because they want to do something that somebody else has, but they don't believe that they can actually do it. And you need to help them get over that. Again, at the end of the day, like, sales is about helping your prospects. Now, in terms of trust and self-belief, right, there's 2 types of them. It's, belief they'll get the results. There's also belief in the legitimacy of the actual offer. Like, am I going to get scammed? This one's sometimes a bit more denial. This one's a bit more of a real objection. Value as well. It's a bit banal because, like, most of the time they'll see the value. It's pretty rare that someone says, I don't see the value in this, unless they're broke. And then comparison based as well, like, compare to what? Okay, cool, man. But, like, I guess, like, you making decisions from a place of keep comparing. Where's I got you? Cool, it's not going to get you far. How are you going to make a change? I went down a little rabbit hole there, but it's just all up here. And then logistical, right? They don't actually have the money. Maybe they need a payment plan. The thing is, man, it's like, when an objection comes up, it's usually a combination of all of these. You just need to determine with certainty, like, what is their core belief? What is the real objection that's causing them to not actually feel comfortable to make the change? Then you reframe it and you overcome it. Super duper simple. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful little graph I'm going to show you, right? So it starts with the objection, right? Whatever it may be. First thing that you need to ask yourself is it a smokescreen? Is this actually the truth? Are they telling me the truth here? Yes? No. Okay, let's say that they are not telling you the truth. Let's say it is a smokescreen. Firstly, you have to accept it, right? You don't want to just, like, say that's bullshit, right? You want to say, yeah, it makes sense, man. Like, and that's not a problem at all. Like, I probably think about this in the same way as well. I guess, like, what's really behind that though, man? And if they, like, give you a specific answer, again, you want to ask questions because you never actually know what their real objection is. So even if they give you an objection, ask them a question about it, because they might repeat it in a very, very different way and suddenly you have a different objection, right? So you always want to clarify. But if they're vague again, they go, I don't know. I mean, like, if you really thought about it though, man, And you can just ask this shit again and again and again. I mean, if you really thought about it though, man, like I'm here to help, man. Like, what if you really, really gave this thought? Like, genuinely, like I can't help you get to where you want to go if you don't be more specific with me. Ask this again and again until they give you that specific answer that you're looking for. Then you clarify, and then you isolate the objection. Objection aside, do you feel like this can get you to where you want to go? And you take them from whatever objection they were thinking about to the results-based thinking, which is where they need to be to actually then go ahead and close, right? Same thing, right? I mean, if they give you the real objection, you just clarify, because again, it might not actually be the real objection. You never know. It might be a smokescreen, right? But you want to just make sure that you actually understand the real objection. Then you can accept the real objection, and then you can isolate. Now, once they're in results-based thinking, you can just easily take them and you can close them, right? You can basically talk about, cool, man, I guess like the person who has all the results you want, like, do they keep making decisions from a way of like, oh, what if it doesn't work? Objection, objection, objection. Or do they make the educated decision, look at all the other people who've seen success, and do they make the decision based off that? No, they made the educated decision. Cool, man, what are you going to do? I'm going to do it. Cool, boom. Now you've taken money. But like where all this really comes from, it's really just three emotions: fear, responsibility, and complacency, right? Like the main thing is that a lot of the time they want to make the comfortable decision, which is to keep pushing this decision down the road. It's to, not actually make a change on the call. It's just to even say like, let's get started tomorrow, I'll pay after the call. Like, it's like they just can't make the decision to get started. And it's like they're making the comfortable decision just to stay complacent. Even they might say to you, like, I'm going to get started after the call, man. I'll pay after the call. It's just a comfortable decision. And you need to not let them make that decision, because letting them make the comfortable decision is going to keep them stuck where they're at. And as the salesperson, it is your role to make sure they actually get the result they jumped on the call to achieve. So when you understand the sales process just like this, I'm not going to talk about this right now. I think I've talked about this in another video. It's absolutely insanely powerful. But when you sort of look at your sales process just like this, you figure out their problem. You figure out how long the problem's been affecting them for. Why can they not figure out on their own? What is not figuring it out lost them? Are they committed to change? Then you price drop. And if you really need to help them overcome a couple little fears, you objection handle, and then you collect the fucking cash. Like, this is what has allowed me genuinely with ease to make $14,000, 14,000, that's almost 50,000 a month plus in just 7 days. Like, I didn't do this with e-commerce. I didn't click some buttons and get lucky. I did this with a skill set, and I'm going to make another 14,000 this week. So if you want to learn exactly how I did it, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to send you over some stuff, or join up on the free WOP that's in the bio. It's here for you guys so that you can get better at sales and so that you can make, 14,000 in a week as well. I'll catch you in the next one.